There are a number of downsides to using a beneficiary designation, joint tenancy with right of survivorship, and also community property with right of survivorship to avoid probate. The first of these methods, known as a beneficiary designation, is most commonly seen with life insurance and IRAs. The way it works is you simply designate who will receive an asset after you pass away on a beneficiary designation form. This can be a good way to transfer your assets, but if you make a mistake, your property may not go to the people you want, and you might even trigger unnecessary taxes. Therefore, you need to be extremely careful when relying on this method to transfer your estate. The second technique mentioned here for avoiding probate is through joint tenancy with right of survivorship. Joint tenancy is a form of ownership that allows for more than one person to hold title to property. When one joint tenant passes away, the remaining joint tenant or tenants simply continues to own the property. That might sound pretty good at first, but you should know that joint tenancy has a number of potential pitfalls. To begin with, a joint tenancy is similar to beneficiary designation in that it avoids a probate, but the possibility exists that you might mistakenly leave out a beneficiary or create a situation where higher taxes need to be paid. But the potential problems don't stop there. For example, generally a husband and wife will hold assets in joint tenancy. That's a major problem. Not at the death of the first of them, but after both spouses pass away, a probate is going to be required. That's because nobody owns the asset at that point. Plus, other problems are caused by owning property in joint tenancy with a child. For instance, your child's creditors might try to seize your property. As if all that wasn't enough to make you shy away from joint tenancy, there are even more potential negative income, gift, and estate tax consequences to holding property this way. But if joint tenancy won't work, my clients sometimes ask me if community property with right of survivorship will. And the truth is that this relatively new form of ownership allows title to pass to a spouse or domestic partner without the need for a probate, and a spouse even gets the basis of his or her property stepped up. This means that a spouse can receive property without a probate and turn around and sell it income tax free. So this form of ownership is indeed a handy tool in some circumstances. On the other hand, even though this form of ownership is arguably better than joint tenancy, it's unlikely to negate the need for comprehensive estate planning. For instance, a probate will still be required after the death of the second spouse or domestic partner, and a conservatorship may still be required in the event that a spouse or domestic partner becomes incapacitated. For all of these reasons, creating a revocable living trust is the best way to go most of the time. Please continue watching the videos to learn about trusts.